Okay, went to Canton yesterday looking for lamp parts, reusable things. I'm not sure what this is. It's kind of cool, pretty heavy. Small. We can make it into a lamp. It's about 4 inches in diameter. And what I'm thinking about doing is taking one of these candelabra bulbs. Turn off that light. And what I'm thinking about doing is putting that and mounting it in here. So we end up with a kind of a cool little nightlight. So anyway, let me think about what we'll call this and we'll get started on it. So besides the piece that makes the light kind of cool, I'm going to attach it to a piece of wood because that candelabra bulb needs a 1-inch round hole and it just snaps in. This little thing just sort of snaps in place. So anyway, let's drill that. All right, we got a piece of plywood, 1/2-inch plywood, 2 7/8 by 3 1/8. So I'm just going to cut a 1/4 of an inch off here, and then we're going to make that be in the center about 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, and then we're going to drill a 1-inch hole there. So we're going to cut this off and drill this hole. All right, we got a 1-inch hole. Use a paddle bit. And to make this a little more interesting, I kind of like leaving it looking plywood because that gives an interesting stain look when I stain it. I think I'm going to cut these corners off in a radius, and then we can sand it and finish it. Okay, I've been looking for something that I could use just to draw a radius on here. I think I'm just going to use this. It's a little bit tighter radius. And then just mark this off. Pull it back a little. Mark this one. So I've just kind of curved the corners. Let's get us a saber saw. And we're ready to saw. All right, we got the corners rounded. We're gonna put a sander on it. All right, I'm just gonna use this palm sander real quick. Anyway, I kind of curved that. You don't want any hard corners. I kind of got all that off. And I sort of curved the top edge of this as well. Because that'll look a lot better that way. Remember, when you're sanding, try to sand with the grain. Of course, on the edges, it doesn't matter because you're on an end grain. But anyway, let's see if this thing fits. All right. Socket for the candelabra bulb. Fits in there and kind of seats. I'll have to put little feet on this to raise it up off the ground so that when this goes like this, the cord will fit underneath there. Anyway, that's what it looks like. So I'm going to stain this. All right, we found some stain called Gunstock, made by Minwax. It's a penetrating stain. Kind of got a red color to it. This won't take long. Get it on. See, maybe we should do a little on the bottom. Get it on there good, let it soak in. There's the bottom. Put it on our little triangular stands. Kind of get it on there fairly evenly, but we're gonna rake it back off a little bit. Give it some evenness. Yeah, it's gonna look good. All right, let's let that dry. Got a little Finisher's Choice sanding sealer. Like a primer. We're just gonna seal this off. And then after it dries, put a coat of lacquer. Okay, sanding sealer is dry. Not real big. Gonna sand these edges. 400 grit, very fine. Just gonna leave a little bit of dust on there. Takes the roughness off. And then this top part, just gonna sand it real lightly with the grain. Feels better. Just gonna set it down on this can top. All right, finally got that lacquer open. Get the edges. I just leave the dust on there. That sanding sealer dust just melts right in. All right, let that dry. Then we're gonna take this, and I think I'm just gonna glue it down. I tried to do something else. It wasn't panning out, so we'll just glue it down here in a little bit. And then we'll put the little feet on it, and then we're done. Another little lamp. Kind of a nice little nightlight lamp. All right. Nice and dry. I'm gonna take these little rubbery silicone feet, and I'm gonna put them on the bottom of this, and that way it'll sit up off the table or whatever high enough so that cord can come underneath there. So there we have that. So it's gonna sit up off the surface. All right, we got that. Now I'm gonna take some E6000 glue, which is supposed to be industrial strength. And we are going to run a bead of glue along the bottom of this. It's clear and it dry is clear. So I just need to make sure and get it centered up. Scoot it that way a little. That's not too bad. I guess I can point the camera at it. Anyway, I just ran a bead of glue on there and then set it on there. Close this back. throw this away. We're going to let that glue dry, and then we'll come back and we'll check that with the bulb. You can just buy these at Home Depot. It's already got the socket, the cord, and the plug, as well as the switch, all there all together already. So we're almost done. Okay, the glue has dried overnight. I'm probably gonna let it dry a little longer, but I can touch it and pick it up. So, small base with legs, a lot of little holes there. Plug this in. See the hole? That goes in like that. So that does not hang down any farther. This goes like this. We'll set it down. And then switch. Turn off the light. And you can see kind of a little nightlight. Anyway, that's the end of that one.